All right. Good morning, everyone. All right, let's choose our route for today. What's up? Welcome to the Frito Bandito taqueria. Okay, heart rate. There you go. Look at my heart rate. What? Wait, why? Nani? Okay, there you go. Are you gonna drop on me? Yeah, don't drop on me, please. All right. 225 watts. I feel like a schlub. You know, I've seen worse on other I've seen lower FTPs, but still, I feel like a schlub. All right, we're doing free ride today. What are we gonna pull? Do we have a new season? I don't think we have a new season yet. Like, I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand why they don't have the new season up yet. What do we got for Belgium? We got 6, 7, 14. Yeah, that's a 19-mile route, but with 1,000 feet of climbing. I think there's one hill. I think there's one hill in this one. You know what? Let's go to Belgium. Let's do it. Let's do Belgium. All right. Let's get rolling. Yeah, sorry about that. Didn't have the, didn't have the right microphone properly set up. Alright, let's get going here. What is up? Welcome to the Frito Bandito taqueria. My name is the Feral. This is the Pain Cave. The Taqueria Pain Cave edition. Oh, yeah! Got a lovely Saturday morning ahead of us. It's the one thing There's like one small rub point I don't like about these shoes. Excuse me. There you go. All right. So we got 19 miles on this route. I decided since I definitely have time this morning, we're gonna go a little bit easier on this. We'll get a good warm up in. Then we'll start clicking off zone 2. You know, it's like I said before, I'm gonna try something a little bit different this off season. I'm gonna try and really work on building the base. A little bit of fuel right at the beginning of the ride. We'll see how things are going about an hour in. Because I've been, like I said before, whenever I do these, I kind of have a little introduction. If you may be tuning in and wondering what on earth am I looking at. So my name is the Feral. I do triathlons. I'm on Team Zoot. Zootsports.com. They're having a big Black Friday sale. So zootsports.com. If you want to get some athletic apparel at a highly discounted rate, especially if you're a really big guy or if you happen to be a petite female. Those are what are the most heavily discounted. I mean, let's face it. They're trying to get rid of product at the 70 and 80% tier. It's stuff I've seen they've had on their website for ages, and they're like, crap, we need to get rid of this stuff. Heavily discounted, 80%, and go. So yeah. So zootsports.com. You could see it in the link tree down below. I love being with Zoot. I freaking love those guys. They're fantastic. Now, I know that I'm mostly on Rumble, so I'll just say this. You want a good non-woke sports company? Those guys are it. Where, yes, they've done the Support Women campaign, but you know what they did? They sponsored a woman in Afghanistan in triathlon. You want to talk about putting where your money is and actually supporting women where they really need support? Not saying that, you know, always support your lady. Always support any ladies. Always a good thing. But in terms of this, oh, well, we need to support women. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Afghanistan's where you need to support women, okay? So they've sponsored a gal out in Afghanistan. So it's like, you know what? These guys are good. I like these guys. And I've met a fair amount of their higher-ups, too. I've actually met the owner. I've met the team rep. I've discussed swimming items with them before. They're super great guys. They let me do a swimming podcast of sorts, a live stream podcast, where I just get on and I just blab about swimming. I'm doing that for a couple years now, and they've been very generous with me. Very generous. Where I have gotten freebies from them, you know, like maybe once a year, I'll get a couple swimsuits for free. Hold on. All right. We're at 7 minutes into the warm-up. So yeah, zootsports.com. Super great, guys. Totally worth it. So yeah, I do mostly sprint and Olympic distance triathlons. So sprint distance, if you don't know what that is, triathlons is a sport, swim, bike, and run. And with the swim, bike, and run, you do there's different disciplines or different distances within swim, bike, and run. Now, if you're looking at triathlon and being like, crap, I legitimately cannot swim. Fear not. There are duathlons that are bike and run. There are aqua bikes. If you hate running or really kind of can't run, there's aqua bikes, which is swim and bike. And then there are swim runs, where you swim and run. If you can't really afford a bike and you just have no access to a bike, you can do a swim run. So there's lots of different options. So with triathlon, basically, I already have the swim. So my background is in swimming. I was an All-American in high school in the 200 freestyle and 100 backstroke. Amazingly, I landed 64th in both of those events on the All-American list. I don't know how I managed that, but I've seen the list. I know it's there. There's no misremembering. I can pull up that list right now, and I can find both the 200 freestyle and the 100 backstroke, and somehow I'm 64th. I was 64th in the nation in both of those events. I don't get it. But either way, so with my distance swimming background, I had no issues getting into triathlon because the sprint distance is a half-mile swim, so it's about 500 to 750 yards, but could also be as low as 150 yards or 150 meters. I do a race often where it's only 150 meters. So the swim is kind of trivial. Well, to me, it's trivial. And, all right, we're at 10. Let's get up. Let's get rolling in zone 2. So, so we got, so then you got about a half-mile swim. And then, you do, here, let's pop it up one more gear. Get that cruising gear going. So then, so half-mile swim, then 12 miles on the bike, and then a 5-kilometer run. So that's about 3 1/3 miles is 5 kilometers. Hold on. Sorry about that. In the early morning, I always get junk in the back of my sinuses. Let me finish off my gel real quick. So yeah, so that's the sprint distance. So the next step up. Oh man, we got a bump. We got a hill here. We'll kick it up into zone 3 for the hill. We're gonna have a number of these today. We got about 1,000 feet of climbing to do, and I've only climbed a foot. We're gonna have some hills to climb here. So anyway, so the next step up is what is known as the Olympic distance. Now, this is the distance that they actually do in the Olympics. So that is a 1 mile swim, and then 25 miles on the bike. I mean, the distances make more sense in kilometers, but it's about 25 miles on the bike, and then a 10-kilometer run. So that's an Olympic distance. Now, typically, I only really do one Olympic distance per year. I do mostly sprints and then one Olympic distance. And my main reasoning for that is that, honestly, there's not that many Olympics that I could do. I only race on Saturdays. So a lot of races are on Sundays. So there's only so much I can do, which is fine. Not that big of a deal for me, honestly. But I just know that my choices are limited. So I have become very okay with the concept of, okay, well, I do a couple races per year. They're all the shorties. No real glory in the triathlon community in those races. I mean, let's be honest here. All right, we're gonna pick it up just a little bit here for this hill. Try and get over this hill. Now the feet are gonna start clicking on pretty quick. So for those of you that are wondering, no, I do not have the simulated grade on. But I do have a smart trainer. And the trainer is what's throwing the power numbers into the system. You're gonna do a nice control burn here. So between zone 3 and zone 4. Basically, I don't really want to spend 20 plus minutes on this climb. Like, we're not going all out here. We're only going about mid-power. We're still under FTP, which is 225, amount about 192 watts. This will be a good burn. And then we'll go back down. We'll do a little bit of recovery after this. Don't worry, we'll make up the mileage pretty quick. All right, that's 100 feet of climbing right there. We're about halfway through the climb right now. We're at a 17% grade. That is a muy steep grade. Okay, the grade's coming down now. So you'll see us getting slightly faster. See, we're already down to 13% grade. Yeah, we'll do 10 minutes of recovery after this. This is a pretty good burn right here. Gonna say, don't stop me now. Don't stop me now. There you go. Get that draft boost. A slingshot right around him. We're down 10% grade here. We got about another 2 miles an hour faster now. We were averaging about 3 miles an hour. Under 9% grade now. All right, there's the arch. Got to get to the arch. There you go. Now we're up to 9 miles an hour. 10. Push hard. Push hard until the end. We're going to have to manually check our time here. $5:33. $5:33. Let's see, what do we get? Not even close. Not even close. 1 minute and 50? Are you kidding me? Oh well. So that was 230 feet of climbing. I wanted to see how good I can do on that one. So we're going to do now what's called lactate flushing. This is where you take the lactate that was built up in your system and you start flushing it out. So when you do lactate flushing, the idea is you're going to continuously generate lactic acid, and then your body actually can metabolize it and turn it into energy to a certain extent. But the idea is you do kind of slow, controlled burns. Not slow, but controlled burns, so to speak, of going hard and then going easy. So then you can produce the lactic acid first off, and then you metabolize it and get it converted into something that your body can use. So we're going to take it easy on this next hill. This hill's about half as big. So we're at 237 feet of climbing. We got about another 750-ish more feet of climbing. So like I said, we'll go until 30. We'll go until 30 minutes. So I got about another 7.5 minutes of recovery here. So anyway, back to the race schedule. So I've done 2 half-distance Ironmans. So a half-distance Ironman is a 2,000 swim, and then, so it's a 2,000 swim, and then a 50 miles on the bike, and then after that, it's a half marathon run. So that's your half distance. That's called a half distance Ironman. Or 70.4 is what it's also known as, because that's the distance. Man, I sure hope I'm not blowing my nose all morning. That would suck. So anyway. So we got, so I've done 2 halves. I attempted a third, but then my left knee gave out on me. You know, nothing serious. Just the back of my left knee kind of seized up on me. It was just pure overstress. We had really terrible headwinds on the last half of the bike, and because of that, I just overworked my left knee, and the back of it just locked up, and it just pain, lots of pain. So I wound up walking a 4-mile loop and then quit. I called my wife halfway through the loop. I was just like, "You need to come pick me up. I'm toast. I can't make it. I'm not going to be able to make the full half marathon. I'm not going to walk an entire half marathon. I'm not doing that." I was like, that finisher's medal is not worth it to me. So I quit on my 3rd half Ironman, and then I kind of realized I can't train for this distance. I can't train for it. Like, I can't get 2-hour, I need 2-hour blocks. Personally, I need 2-hour blocks in order to train for it. I know that there's guys that just go out and wing it. And they're just like, yeah, who cares if I walk the whole half marathon? I'm like, I don't want to walk the whole half marathon. I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend 3+ hours walking. I don't want to do that. So I'm not going back to halves and not even contemplating a full. My mantra over the past 2 years is the only half Ironman that I would do is the San Diego. What's that called? What's that one they do? Oceanside. The Oceanside half Ironman. That's the only one I would do. And the reason for that is if I got a free entry from Zoot. If I get a free entry from Zoot, I'm doing it. And I'm just be like, honey, I got a free entry. You know what? That's worth $500. That's worth going down there and putting on a show. Which would be fun, because I mean, Ironman's kind of the big stage. It's kind of the big leagues of these races. But the entry fees are astronomical. Like, they're legitimately like $400, $500 for an entry fee. And there's people that do multiples of these during the year. I'm just like, yeesh. Like, I can't do that. I can't afford it. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I don't necessarily care about that. So I do little local races, and then I call it good. All right, we got about 3 more minutes here on recovery, and we're gonna bump it back up to zone 2. So my legs are pretty much recovered now. So then to kind of round everything off, you got the full distance Ironman, which is kind of the big guy. The big guys are the full distance Ironmans. Those are what people usually refer to when they talk about an Ironman distance. And that's a 4,000 meter swim, and then 100 miles on the bike, and then a full marathon at the end. Now, I do want to finish one. I don't think I'll ever do multiples of them. Just because, to me, that's just too much. That's too much. Now, there's another race that has been rising in popularity over the past couple of years, and it's called the T100. So this is kind of like midway between the half distance and the full distance. It's put on by an entirely separate company, T100, and they were formerly known as, I think they were formerly known as Super League Triathlon. Because I would really like to do one of their races. That seems like that would be a really, really good challenge for me. And I know that their entry fees are actually a lot lower than Ironman's. But yeah, 100%, if I did that race, I'd be like, I'm finishing it. I am not pushing this one hard. I am not hitting certain metrics. I don't care. I'm finishing it. I want to be one of the fastest out of the water. And then beyond that, I'm just going to finish this dang thing. So there's a couple different options that I would have. There's a race in Vegas. There's a race in, I know that they've done it in Malibu, but I don't know what Malibu's up to. I've done Malibu before, but it was under a different ownership, and I did the Olympic distance. That was actually my first Olympic distance. So my story in triathlon is in 2019, early 2019. Had a friend over, and his wife and daughter. And my friend was talking about having done triathlons in college. And we were chatting about it, and I agreed to help him out with his swim. Because he said he was still interested in doing it, but he knew his swim was terrible. I was like, dude, you know that I teach swim technique, right? You know that's kind of what I do. One of the things I'm kind of good at. So I agreed to help him out. And about a week later, my wife and I were talking about things, and she was like, hey, well, why don't you do a triathlon? I was like, one doesn't just do a triathlon, dear. There's a lot that goes into it. You know, because I was always thinking about this, the full Ironmans. You know, the 12 hours is like, up to 12 hours, people crap in their pants. Stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know. That's a big ask. I haven't even done a half marathon run yet. So what wound up happening was I got, so I did some, so she said, why don't you look into it? I think it would be good for you. So I looked into it, and I figured out about the sprint distance. I found out a reverse sprint distance in a place called Fountain Valley. And I was like, well, it's kind of local. It's not too far away. I mean, my wife's aunt used to live there, so we used to go there for like Christmases and stuff. So then I was like, well, shoot, why not? Let's do this. And I looked at the distance. It was a 5K run first, and I'm like, okay, I've done 5Ks before. You know, I'm not that fast, but you know, I don't have any problems finishing it. And then a 12-mile bike. Okay. I did 25 milers all the time as a kid. I've done 25 milers as a kid for the bicycling merit badge at Boy Scouts. I can handle 12 miles. And then it was a 175-yard swim, and I'm like, that's nothing. How are we doing that? So anyway, went to the race, did the race, had a great time. I finished it, and I told my wife after, I'm like, I'm hooked. This is fun. I had a good time. All right, hill climb 2 done. So we're about 440 feet of climbing now. So now we're just steady stating, about 87 cadence, which is good. Rolling 139 watts, which is comfortably putting me in zone 2. So we're just gonna chill here for a little while. Looks like we'll probably have about another 2 to 3 more hills that we're gonna have to get up. So 1042. What was that for other people? Yeah. Yeah, those people are nuts. Now we'll get some free speed. Free speed, free miles. Free mileage. So we're at 6.1 miles. We're roughly a little over 1/3 of the way there. Yeah, this will be the only one that we do today. I don't know if I was going to possibly do a short one. With the way that we're climbing. Yeah, this is going to put me at about the 1.5-hour mark to finish up this course. Here, we'll do a little bit of recovery on the downhill. So yeah, so last night went pretty good. Thought we were supposed to be watching a movie last night, but my amigo had to bail because of unforeseen scheduling conflicts when we first set the thing up. He realized, oh crap, my family's up to clean the building in the morning, and then on top of that, my wife and I did schedule to go to an early morning temple session. So he's like, nah, I can't stay up. I was like, okay. I was like, that's cool. So wound up playing Metaphor Refantasio last night. Had a good stream in. Starting to get into the flow of the game, which is really nice. I really like it. All right, nice big old flat section. So yeah, it was really kind. Gaming on Rumble stopped by, dropped a $21 rant, which is very kind of them. Even though I completely screwed up, I completely messed it up. I didn't realize that they did drop the rant until I was like, you know, I haven't seen anything on the Rumble side of things. Here, let me check my Rumble chat. Oh crap, I didn't have it properly activated, and my Ninja chat didn't pick it up. Oh, dang it. So we gave Rumble a proper shout out after that. And I'll clip it this morning after the ride, and we'll make sure and broadcast it and give them very much so needed kudos for helping support this channel. I mean, since we got a few minutes here, I kind of want to talk about that. You know, it's kind of funny. I mean, being a habitual, filthy casual, small-time streamer. I've been a small-time streamer since 2016, okay? When I started into this thing of streaming, I kind of was disillusioned with the idea of, you know, if you put in the work, people will come. No, that's not necessarily true. Some do come. But then, you gotta really work at it, or be insanely talented at a single game in order to get multiples of people to come. So I did get down on myself the first year or two of streaming where I didn't have that big of numbers. But then over time, I've kind of learned to realize, well, let's look at a couple things here. Number one, I stream at 5:15 in the morning Pacific time, and I stream at 9 o'clock at night Pacific time. Lots of people are in bed at those times. They're just not awake. A lot of people are simply not awake. So I already have a much decreased pool to pull from in order to get people watching my stream. Number two, I'm not consistent. I do not have a consistent start time. I do not have a consistent stream length. I'm not consistent. So you know what? Basically, when you do a live stream, your live stream's basically a TV station where you are the producer, you are the manager, you are the content creator, you are the advertiser, you are the acquisitions, you are the tech support, you are the everything, especially if you're a one-man show like I am. So because of this, I only have so many resources. And as the fact that I am a father of 3, a devoted husband, devoted follower of Christ, full-time civil engineer, I do not have all the time to promote, to engage with other streamers, to stream during popular times. It's just I just can't do it. So I've enjoyed what small successes I have. I've enjoyed the friends I've made along the way. You know, these guys that I'm on voice chat with, I don't just let them on because I need content. No, these are guys that I have legitimately cultivated memberships or friendships with. And outside of Operator and Mr. William Paul, I've met them all in person. We've hung out in person. We've done things together in person. So those can't be replaced with anything else. You know, I have good friends that we pick each other up. We keep each other motivated to do good things in life. We keep helping others, try and be better servants of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And you know what? That's good. I'll take that. I'll take that over 100 people that casually watch and don't really engage with the stream. I got 5 to 10 core people. I'm okay with that, and that's fine. But something I've been seeing on X is I've been seeing lots of rumblings about people who are extremely dissatisfied with how Rumble is doing things. Now, I mean, I'm not saying Rumble's perfect. I'm not saying there's things that if I were given operational control on Rumble, things that I would shift and change and thoroughly investigate. Because, I mean, there are a fair amount of people that are featured on the game section that shouldn't be featured on the game section. They're either replaying someone else's footage, which used to be a much bigger problem about a year and a half ago. I'm seeing less of it. Well, it's either that, or I'm able to pick up on it a little bit better. But there's also people that, I mean, they're being featured that shouldn't be featured. But you know what? That's out of my control. And running to X and putting up post after post after post condemning them is not really helpful. I'm pretty positive they understand that. And realistically, unless they're actively pulling the levers, and saying, and basically essentially picking winners and losers and saying, no, your channel's not worthy, your channel is worthy, how else are you going to really do it? You're going to make the algorithms do it? The algorithms can be beat. So, saying, oh, we'll just fix the algorithm, that's not the solution. The solution is finding ways to get people to actually engage with the real streamers. I mean, realistically, that is how you do it. All right, I need to go down. My hip flexors are starting to bug me. So basically, what do I do as a streamer? Well, you know what? I pick my battles. I enjoy my successes as a streamer, and then just realize at the end of the day, I do this as a hobby. And you know what's the reason why I do this? I'll tell you the reason why I do this. Is a daughter of a man who lived a very long life, who just recently passed away. Her and her husband came up to me and said, hey, look, we got a fair amount of people that want to see my father's funeral, and they don't live around here. Would you be able to set up a live stream and stream it for those that can't make it? And I said, you know what? Sure. Not a problem. I went over. I was getting ready to do it, and then I got a call. And they said, hey, I got a granddaughter that lives in that's in the MTC down in Mexico. She doesn't have access to YouTube. You think you can also put that stream on a Zoom? You think that's possible? And I said, you know what? I'll make it happen. And then I walked away from that conversation and said, how the crap am I going to make this happen? So I spent 3 hours that day figuring out how to port audio to 2 different streaming applications on the same laptop. And then I spent another 3 hours the next morning setting up the live stream, doing final test runs on it, configuring and troubleshooting an audio situation where all of our hearing impaired devices' batteries were busted, wouldn't stay on longer than 30 seconds. No idea how that happened. But figured it out, got a secondary system put in place, and it all worked out just fine. Had a couple little glitches at the start of the stream, but all in all, it was fine. So you know what? That's why I stream. I stream because I keep my skills up to where, you know what? If someone needs me to live stream something, you know what? Dang it, I'm there. I got a bag full of... I basically have a streamer kit in a bag. And then I grab a camera, grab a capture card, and then I've got a live stream. So, you know, this is one of those, as they call them, labors of love. I don't really get a crap load of money. So whenever anyone like Gaming on Rumble comes by and drops 20 bucks on the stream, you know what? I'm grateful. I am. I really am. You know, I always knew going into this, there was no way I was going to be able to make streaming a full-time job. There's just no way in my current situation I could earn enough money streaming in order to make this a full-time job. No way. No way. I would literally have to make, like, in order to replace my job, I'd have to be making over $100,000 a month or $100,000 a year. Not happening. Absolutely not happening. So you know what? I'm an enthused hobbyist. I enjoy doing this. And that's that. All right, so we're at 8.9 miles. We're at about 9 miles. 583 feet of climbing. So we're about 50% of the way there. So we're finishing up this next hill. So we're going to knock out a lot of climbing today. Excuse me. Man, my trainer's been disconnecting today. I see it in the upper right corner. I don't know why it's been disconnecting. Shoot. I may have blown through a lot more energy on that first hill climb than I thought. So anyway, to kind of wrap up the previous set of discussion, I know Rumble's doing a good job. They're doing good things. Lots of people are saying, hey, if you're not political, you're not going to make it on this platform. Well, I mean, you kind of got a point there. I mean, a lot of people are driven to this platform because of politics. You know, unfortunate thing is a huge amount of the gaming sphere is dominated by liberal ideology. A huge amount of the streaming sphere is dominated by liberal ideology. You know, and I understand that, you know, Rumble's throwing out big rumblings saying, oh, we got a huge streamer coming on next week. You know, there's all this talk about multi-million-dollar contracts and crap like that. It's just like, I mean, you know what? More power to them. If they want to flash that kind of money, hey, whatever. It doesn't really affect me. That's the thing. Is it really doesn't affect me. When all is said and done, you know, I just turn my stream on and do the thing. And hey, you know what? If people find me, great. Fantastic. I'm super duper happy. But just because Rumble brings on some big time streamer, I mean, the idea is if they get a big streamer on, I mean, the rumblings are Dr. Disrespect. That guy's got a big following. And he totally got burned by Twitch. He totally got burned by Twitch. So you know what? If he wants to continue his streaming career, Rumble would be a great place for him to go. You know, I'm not going to fault the guy for that. Ooh. Man, my hips are not happy with me right now. Whew. We're about halfway through. That's about an hour. And we're about 3/4 of the way there with climbing. So I think we got about another 2 more climbs left. So most of the rest of this should be pretty smooth sailing. So we got about another 9 miles, 9.5 miles left to go here. And we've already had 3 solid climbs. One of them I pushed pretty hard. No, and it's interesting. I was listening to a broadcast by a guy named Night Sky Prince. He does a lot of Final Fantasy related content and JRPG related content. And he was talking about a huge interview by one of the head Final Fantasy guys. Yeah! Get down, baby! Get arrow! We'll take a stretch break here. Quick stretch break. Oh, sweet. Okay, that's my batteries. Take a little bit of a break here. A little bit of a stretch the calves. I wonder if this does help your aerodynamics. I do wonder. I need to do some research into this. That is quite the tuck position there. Very dangerous tuck position. Do not recommend. Ah, nice break here. Alright, now we're bottoming out. Now let's see what happens here. I'm curious what happens here. We got a slight incline. Are we gonna hold it? Are we gonna be able to hold it? Okay, so then we pop up. Okay, we're staying at 10. I'm curious, how long can we go here? 8. Okay, we're slightly downgrade. This is intriguing. I wonder how long we can go here. All right, that's enough, I thought we could have some fun with that. So yeah, because of me taking my wife bowling tonight, we got Rando Saturday today. We're playing Tomb Raider. We're playing Tomb Raider. So apparently, according to Mr. William Paul, this is the second game of the reboot trilogy. So this is the second game. All right, so we got a nice long flat stretch here. So we got 8 more miles left. Not too bad. So we still got another 400 or so feet of climbing. So I know we're going to have at least, like I said, we're going to have at least another 2 hills here. Alright. So yeah, because of me going on a date with my wife tonight, I don't know when we'll start. We'll start sometime though. I don't know when. But yeah, I was pretty happy. We finished off 2 nights ago. We finished off Fist, Forged in Shadow Tech. And that was a good game. That was a good game. I appreciated it. I really liked it. So this is a game made by a smaller Chinese developer. I don't know who they are. And basically it's set in a world where animal people are real. And there was a huge war between the Iron Dogs, which is kind of like a totalitarian regime. Insert totalitarian regime. And then the Fertisons, which are just your average dog, cat, bunny, bear, raccoon, tanuki. Insert random animals. Rats. There's a whole group of rats. So, it's a Metroidvania. Gain new powers. You got this big mechanical arm on your back, which is a part of a mech suit that your bear friend repurposed into a huge mechanical bashing arm. Excuse me. Go around, exact vengeance, find a mythical object called the Spark. Alright, here's our next climb. This one looks like it could be a doozy. So we'll stay in Zone 2. We'll just stay in Zone 2 for this climb. This one looks like it's a much more longer gradual climb. So we'll just roll with it. See what happens. This might be the last climb. From the looks of it, this might be the last climb. So yeah, you go around, get a bunch of different powers. You get a fist, a drill, and electric whippy whips, which are fun. So overall, I really enjoyed it. Controls were really tight. Really easy to get the hang of. I mean, in full disclosure, I played it on easy mode. I don't care. I wanted to enjoy the game without being bogged down by ridiculously hard boss battles. Alright, so we're at 1 hour here. So it's maintaining 120 heart rate, which is good. That's where I want to be. 12.1 miles, 632 feet of climbing, 416 calories burned. That's where we're at currently at about 1 hour mark. So anyway, I really enjoyed running around the maps. You know, no insane amount of tech required to be able to complete the game. Like, my biggest problem with Metroid Dread was figuring out how to do the whole Shine Spark thing. Could not figure it out. For whatever reason, I could not really figure out that move. So because of that, I'm kind of locked out of getting 100%. I just can't do that move. I don't know if my hands are dumb or what, but I just can't do it. So, really enjoyed playing that game. I do enjoy a good Metroidvania every once in a while. So, that's it for that game. So next week, on my Thursday, Friday game, gonna be playing Eternites. Yeah, here's our next big climb. Yeah, nah, that's about 200 feet. That's about 200-ish feet. Unless that's a plateau, and then that goes higher from that. So anyway. So Eternites is kind of a action RPG a la Persona-ish. So we'll get back into that next week. So we played a lot of Metaphor Refantasio last night. And like I said, I'm starting to get into the groove of that game. It's a really solid game. And yes, 100% it does deserve Game of the Year from what I've seen so far. Or it deserves to be in the running for Game of the Year. So it's funny. Another game I've had my eye on. Stellar Blade. Just released Nier DLC this week. Anything with Nier in it I want. Except whatever the heck they did in Tom Clancy's The Division. It's like, look, Yoko Taro openly admitted, I'll do anything for money. Which, hey, you know what? More power to him. But at the same time, come on, man. Don't do 2B like that. But then I've had friends who've played The Division, and they said they actually changed the character's character model. That's not what she looked like a couple years ago. But then again, it's Ubisoft. Can't trust them to make anything beautiful. I mean, we did get, there has been a game I have been following for literally over a decade now. Beyond Good and Evil 2. One of these days, they will actually make that come out. One of these days. That is a game that I have legitimately had on my radar since about 2008. When they first announced there was the possibility of a sequel on the PlayStation 3. I mean, you want to talk about development hell. That was it. And then mid-2010s, somewhere around there, 2014, 2015, they came out with a trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2. And I hated it. It looked gorgeous. It looked so good. But they were cursing like drunken sailors. It's like, no. Beyond Good and Evil is a teen-rated game, not a hard R. This is a freaking Grand Theft Auto. Come on, guys. I was so frustrated with that. I was so frustrated with it. Because it absolutely did not have to be that. And then they're passing off like, oh, wow, this is what we're putting out. I'm like, no, that's not what you want. That's not what the fandom wants. We want espionage. We want political intrigue. We want interstellar combat. We want insane alien worlds to explore. We want the political intrigue. It's just like, we don't need all this mafia crap. You know, wannabe mafia junk. We don't need that. So anyway, so that really hacked me off. I'm not bitter. And then we basically been radio silent for the better part of almost 10 years again. But there was rumblings that there's rumblings that they've shifted some personnel onto that project. So it's like, okay, what happened? What's going on, guys? Why are you just casually dropping, oh, he's going to go on to the Beyond Good and Evil 2 project? Wait, what? We haven't heard about this in 5+ years? Almost 10? It's just like, how dare you? Just casually drop that. How dare you do that? How dare you? So, I don't know. I don't put much faith in Ubisoft nowadays. Because don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Steep. I enjoyed Beyond Good and Evil immensely. That was, I would say probably, Beyond Good and Evil is one of the games that I've played that absolutely surprised me with how good it was. It was kind of one of those games I didn't feel like it had any business being as good as it was. It's also kind of like Valkyrie Profile 2 was kind of in that arena where I kind of completely misread Valkyrie Profile 2 when I first played it. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how the mechanics worked. So then I put it down, and then a couple years later, I decided to pick it back up again. Say, you know what? I need to go back to this game. I need to give it a fair shake. And I actually really liked it. It was really good. Well worth the time I put into it. I'm just looking at my PS2 library right now. Shadow Hearts was really good. Shadow Hearts was another pretty wonky JRPG. That's a very Japan JRPG. Kind of in line with like Van Helsing, Black Butler. What are the other ones? Blue Exorcist. You know, kind of that whole, you know, not exactly graphic horror. But it's kind of in line with like the Resident Evil type stuffs in terms of like thematic horror elements. All right, 842. Okay, yeah, looks like we're gonna have another climb coming up here. All right, nice flat spot here. We got one more climb, and this should just about finish it off. Because we're at 13.6 miles. So we got about 6 and a half left. No. Math. Yeah, 6 and a half. Less than 6 and a half. No, 5 and a half. 5 and a half. I can do math. So we got 5.5 miles left. And then we got probably about 100 feet of climbing. Oh, no, that's just a little bump. We got about 150 feet of climbing left. That water bottle's done. I'll be fine. Got about another 150 feet of climbing left. Then we'll be shutting things down for the morning. Then I'm going to get the Tomb Raider installing while I go in and get cleaned up for the day. Alright, still rolling through the Belgian countryside. chilling here at Zone 2. Working on the engine. Working on the low end. That's what we're doing with Zone 2 work. And that's why I at least attempt to do one sprint stage or one serious hill climb. We'll take this next one seriously. We'll get up this one. We'll go up into Zone 3, Zone 4. Because the idea is you want to do about 80% of your work in Zone 2. I do about 95% of my work in Zone 2. So I want to make sure that if I'm doing a lot of Zone 2, I need to bump it up for a couple different times. Get the leg pressure up. Get the leg speed up. Okay, yeah, so here's a little bump. And then we got another climb. Okay. Getting around the corner here, and then we'll start getting up in Hey, here we are. Just bringing up the cadence to a little bit higher cadence in order to get this done. Yeah, definitely rolling the hip attachment when I'm done here. Gonna roll out my glutes, roll out my calves. We're gonna go inside, get a shower, and then roll my hip attachment for 30 minutes with the Normatec 3. All right, back down. We're at 900 feet. That got us about 50 feet of climbing. So we're bringing the cadence back down. Got that heart rate up a little bit, which is a good thing. All right, we're finally getting into the descents here. Do the same thing we did last time, take a little break on the descent. Back in the city area, we're at 15 miles, so we got less than 4 miles left. Yeah, this is a route that definitely I can't do on a normal morning. This is one that I didn't know how long it was going to take. So it looks like I'm still about under 20 miles. Even with 1,000 feet of climbing, we're still going to be roughly an hour and a half. branches smacked me. All right. Rolling through here. Whew. Legs are feeling pretty toasty here. I think there needs to be one of the mornings where I attempt. So there's an achievement on this where you hold basically 16 miles an hour or more for an hour straight. That would be a good one for a test set, a test workout. In other words, can I do that? But basically, I would have to get a flat course, 0 climbs, and then just like really take it as like a time trial course. See if I can do it all in aero. That's gonna hurt. Not gonna lie. But then I still have another challenge that I want to do next Friday. I'm actually doing my half marathon challenge. This is where I go and this is where I go out on a local road and I basically run 14 miles. So I have a course that I've devised. Basically, I run down a street, make a U-turn, and then run all the way back down to the other side of the city. I basically go almost cross the entire city on this route. It's about 7 miles round trip. So about 3.5 for one length. Okay, so we got another couple of hills here, and then we got another big descent coming up. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a big descent. All right, we'll get back into it here. Get through these flats. Get through this small hill and the flats. And then we got another nice long descent. That should just about round out this route. Yeah, because we're at 950. We're at 950 feet, so we only got another 50 feet of climbing. This should finish that 50 feet of climbing. So yeah, I've been starting to think about what would be my game of the year. And I think game of the year is probably going to be Octopath Traveler 2. I think that's going to be my game of the year. And one of my requirements is that I have to have finished the game in that calendar year. So I think Octopath Traveler 2 is going to be my game of the year. Because they took everything from the first game and made it better. They legitimately made positive upgrades to that game. Because I really enjoyed the first one. And then that just made the second one more enjoyable. Although I figured out how to break it really, really early on. The inventor class is so broken. It trivializes grinding, essentially. You can go to higher level areas. You can max out your boost on the first turn and just obliterate everything. And that's what I like to do. Alright, so for this next descent, we're going to kick it down into a really low gear. Because we're getting to the point to where I need to be starting my warm down. Because, yeah, I'm not going to do another course. I'm just going to leave it at this one. Yeah, there's my 1,000 feet of climbing. So this little bump And then that's going to be it for climbing. So we're at 16.8 miles, 1,000 feet of climbing, and 615 calories burned. So not too bad. Hey, hey! What up, Ashton? What up? Thank you for the raid. Thank you very much, guys. Greatly appreciated. My name is The Pharaoh. Welcome to the Frito Bandito Taqueria Pain Cave, where we're finishing off a 19-mile ride. We're currently on mile 17. We have climbed 1,000 feet, and I burned about 625 calories this morning. If this is your first time to the channel, what is up? My name is The Pharaoh. I train for triathlons in the morning, and I train for triathlons, and I do gaming at nights. So I'm a member of Team Zoot, which is a triathlon company, zootsports.com, Z-O-O-T sports.com. Great athletic apparel. They're a major triathlon brand, so that's swim, bike, and run. So I train for sprint and Olympic distances. So sprint, half-mile swim, 12-mile bike, a 5K run. Olympic is a mile swim, 25-mile bike, and then a 10K run. I have completed 2 half Ironman distances. So that's a 2,000-meter swim, a 50-mile bike, and then a half marathon run. I have not done a full distance yet. And that is a 4,000-meter swim, 100-mile bike, and then a full marathon run. So I haven't done those. I haven't done that one yet. I don't know when I'll be able to do it. Main reason is I'm a father of 3. I'm a professional civil engineer. And I do this because I'm an idiot. No, I have a heavy background in swimming. I actually teach swim lessons as a side gig. And, all right, we're going to back off here. Mainly, I do this so I can go to my doctor every year, and they're like, your health is fantastic. You got no problems, good sir. Carry on. Well, that's good to hear. That's really nice. That's really good. I love seeing all the mom and dad streamers coming around. So yeah, like I said, I mostly do it to stay healthy. I also swam in college, so I do enjoy a good race. I still have that competitive nature, and doing triathlon races is a good outlet for that. All right, we're getting into the cool down phase here. We're wrapping this thing up here. Got about another mile left on this course. So for those of you that don't know what I'm doing here, I'm on my actual bike. This is a Cannondale CAD 12. It's hooked into a trainer down here. It's a Garmin Tax Flux S. So this is wirelessly connected to my computer, and this program is called Whoosh. This is a smaller platform. The big platform is called Zwift. So you may be seeing... Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine, Ashton. So this is a training platform. It's kind of a gamified training platform. Kind of like those life cycles you see at the gym. Basically, they turned that into a video game. There's people that do legitimate races on this thing. You know, they have a whole digital racing scene on this. I'm not good enough to do that, so I don't do that. I just push pedals, listen to video game covers, and just have a good time getting some exercise. But yeah, so the way this works is I push on the pedals. There's a tensometer built into the trainer that then records what I'm doing. So if you look above, you'll see a lightning bolt with an 87, 85, 83. So that's how much power I'm pushing on the pedals. So you see moving time next to that. That's how long I've been going. So I've been going for basically an hour and a half at this point. Heart rate, I have a heart rate monitor. And that's showing my heart rate in real time. And then cadence, I have a sensor on my pedal. And that's how fast I'm moving the pedals. So then other things is you see in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, you see a 0%. That's a 0% grade. So we're pretty much on flat ground at this point. And then I'm actually covering up with my front camera the mileage, feet climbed, calories burned, and my current speed. So basically, I push the pedals, it sends the power into the computer. So then the computer takes my power, leverages my weight. You have to actually input your weight, and you need to be honest, into this program. So you see that there's a 0.9 W/kg. That's watts per kilogram. That's more of a normalized power. So then they take that normalized power, they then pit it against what bike you're using, which does play a small role in this game. You can actually get better bikes with in-game currency. They have a small paid arena, but I mean, realistically, it's not that big of a difference. You get some perks with the fancy, actually paid for real world money stuffs. That's okay. Hey, you know what? There's all different kinds of people working out. All that matters is you do it. So then it leverages your weight, your bike, and the percent grade, and it gives you a speed rating. So right now I'm at about 14 miles an hour, just cruising. Nice flat, and then there you go. The Ardennes route is complete. Whew. Oh, that's gonna be it. Oh. That's gonna be it. Okay, getting off the bike here. Oh, Nelly, my coot. Oh, boy. All right. Let's get off camera so I don't moon y'all. I didn't want to moon y'all while I take my shoes off. Doesn't matter how padded your shorts are. Taking a seat after a 1.5 mile ride is torture on your keister. Whew. All right. Yeah, Ashton, thank you so much for the raid. Mom ate my acid. I don't know what to call you. Your mom. I'll call you your mom. How about that? Thanks for coming in. If you like what you see here, hit the follow button. Usually I'm on at about 5:30 in the morning Pacific time and about 8 o'clock in the evening. About 8:30, 9 o'clock Pacific time as well. And I just totally kicked over my yo-yo collection. One of my boxes of yo-yos. Yes, I do own multiple boxes of yo-yos. I know. But we'll be on later tonight. I don't know when I'm going to be on tonight. Somewhere around 8:30, 9 o'clock, maybe, probably around 9:30, 10, I think. We're playing Tomb Raider tonight as a part of my Rando Saturdays. It's where I take a random game chosen using random number generators from my Epic game library, and we just sit and play it. So, yep. So that's what we're doing tonight. So usually Monday through Fridays, I'm out here, and Saturday nights as well. So, yeah, so if you like what you see here, hit the follow button. We greatly appreciate it. Join the Discord, link in the description below. If you do not see a specific link for the Discord, check the link tree. And then with the link tree, scroll all the way down until you see the Discord icon down at the bottom of the link tree. And that's how you get into the Frito Bandito Taqueria after party. And, yeah, so that's going to be it for me. I got to get changed. I got to get dressed. Taking the kids up into the mountains today, so it should be a good time. So anyway, once again, thank you so much, Ashton, for the kind raid, and thank you everyone on all the different lovely platforms I stream on. Thank you very much for tuning in, and hope you have a great rest of your day. So until later, my friends, good night, Isaiah Norris, wherever you are. I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.